It's great to be here, and I want to thank the NFTC for having me and congratulate you on your centennial. And Bill Reinsch has been an old friend of mine, although I didn't know he was approaching 100 years old. And but he's been a great friend and supporter, and an important part of our success. And the NFTC's role is going to be, I think, very critical going forward as we pursue a very robust trade agenda, and of course, our efforts to get trade promotion authority through Congress. You know, it's appropriate to be celebrating the centennial here in this House, of course, as Bill said. It was President Wilson, as I understand it, that convened the National Foreign Trade Convention, which led to the founding of the NFTC. But it's also President Wilson who laid out the 14 points. And many of those points, of course, became the foundation of our understanding of an internationalist system, of his vision of world order after the First World War, of democracy. But key to those points were also the free flow of commerce across the seas and free and open trade. And I think, I won't preempt the president, of course, but I think President Wilson had a vision very much that free and open trade was a critical part of what he thought the post-war order should look like, and was key to his vision of what a peaceful world should be based on. And nobody's done more to help turn that into a reality than the NFTC over its 100 years. So this is a good time to be celebrating this. I don't need to tell you that we're at a pivotal point in our trade policy at the moment. As Bill mentioned, December brought the first WTO agreement in its 19-year history, full multilateral agreement in its 19-year history, agreement on trade facilitation, which will make it easier for trade to flow around the world, which will reduce costs, an estimated 10% for developed countries and 14% for developing countries. So it really is a pro-development agreement at the WTO, helping to deliver on that mandate. We're very much in the end game of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, very complicated set of negotiations with 12 countries and 29 chapters, and a number of controversial issues, new issues like putting disciplines around state-owned enterprises and taking on the nature of the global trading system and supply chains in a way that we intend to use it to drive job creation here in the United States, to help promote growth for the United States, and to help strengthen the middle class here in the United States. It's a key part of our overall economic policy, while at the same time very much embedding us in the Asia-Pacific region, helping to integrate that region and helping to bring prosperity to the people of that region as well. Our TTIP negotiations, the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, well underway. We've had 3 very good rounds, and I think the good news is that the U.S. and the EU see eye to eye on a great number of trade issues, not surprisingly. Of course, the remaining issues where we don't quite see eye to eye are perhaps the most difficult and the most important for us to get our hands around, and those are the kind of honest discussions we're having now with our EU counterparts to work our way through areas of divergence so that we can deepen what is the biggest trade and investment relationship in the world. Obviously, none of this can really proceed without trade promotion authority. And you saw last week the introduction of a bill by Chairman Baucus and Chairman Camp and Senator Hatch that gets that process gets that process rolling. And we welcome the introduction of that bill, and we look forward to working with Democrats and Republicans in both houses to get trade promotion authority in a way that has as broad bipartisan support as possible. And clearly, the NFTC and groups like the NFTC are going to have to play a critical role in underscoring the importance of international trade, the importance of this trade agenda, and the importance of trade promotion authority to the American people so they have as good an understanding as possible of why this is going to help drive job creation here in the United States and help strengthen the U.S. economy overall. So I very much look forward to working with you, Bill, with the whole NFTC and your members on this very robust agenda. That's really just the beginning. We've got a services negotiation going on in Geneva that includes 70% right now of the global services market. We have an agreement on information technology that's being negotiated that covers about 90% of that market. And we've got other ideas about what to do at the WTO post-Bali to help strengthen the multilateral trading system and help to continue to build momentum for trade liberalization around the world. We see trade also as a critical part of our development strategy, and we're undergoing a review of AGOA and hope to get the seamless renewal of AGOA before it expires in September 2015, and want to learn the lessons of the last 13 years, what's worked, what's not worked, how to improve upon it, so that we can really use trade and investment to supplement assistance, supplement aid as a way of really helping to drive development around the world too. So on all these issues, we very much look forward to working with the NFTC. I congratulate you again on achieving this really important milestone, and wish you best of luck for the next 100 years, at which point I think Bill should step down. So.